another episode of the Disability Show Live. This week, I want to talk about character dining. Now, I am not a big fan of character dining, but it's a great thing to do if you have little ones. But if you're like me and you don't want the characters all in your face and all in your space, you can let the cast members know and they will talk to the character coordinator and they will let the characters know to just wave and go on. That way you can still enjoy the experience. Also at Disneyland, they can put a balloon at your table, and which lets their characters know to just wave and move on. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, sorry, still have a bit of a cold. As I was saying, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So there is no denying the fact that the 2000s, as well as the late 90s, were Walt Disney World's golden age. Because there were so many great attractions back then. So this week we are going to cover my top 5 attractions from the 2000s. And keep in mind, these are attractions that were around in that decade, but are sadly no longer with us. Number 5, Mickey's Toontown Fair. Now this was where Dumbo and the Barnstormer now is. It used to be this amazing place. And it still had the Barnstormer back then, but still, it used to be this great place where you could see Mickey's house and Minnie's house and Donald's boat. And it had this sort of county fair thing to it. And of course, they gutted it out for the expansion of Fantasyland in its prime. I mean, they moved Dumbo and they slightly moved the position of the Barnstormer over there, and still a great area. Number 4, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It. Now this was an interactive attraction that used to be at what was then the Disney MGM Studios, now Disney Hollywood Studios. It was where Toy Story Mania is now. And it was this Disney version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but instead of cash, you get like a fast pass, which I think was pretty cool. If only we still had fast passes. I'm just saying, Disney. I'm just saying. Number 3, Splash Mountain. Yes, I know we only just lost Splash Mountain 2 years ago, but it was amazing. I loved it. Of course, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure now, but I am looking forward to riding Tiana next month. But I will miss Zippity Doo Dah and Laughing Place. the craziness of 2020. I know I am. Number two, the backlot tour at Hollywood Studios. So, back in the glory days of again, what was then Disney MGM Studios, now Disney Hollywood Studios, we used it used to not only be a theme park, but also a working TV and movie studio. So they had this ride where you would board a tram and you would go on the back lot and visit Residential Street and enter or the world of creative costuming, where you would see costumes where they made for Mighty Ducks and Golden Girls. But of course, the main part of the backlot tour was Catastrophe Canyon, which was definitely a great way to cool off on a hot day, especially if you were sitting on the end. I miss the backlot tour. I keep thinking we had to lose. We had that for Galaxy's Edge. Bittersweet. And my number one attraction from the 2000s, the original Soarin'. Now, when I mean the original, I mean the original Soarin' over California version. Now, I love Soarin' around the world. I really do. But there's no beating the original Soarin'. But of course, Epcot recently brought it back last year, part of Disney 100. And over at Disney's California Adventure, during their Food and Wine Festival in the spring, they convert their version of Soarin' around the world back into Soarin' over California, which I can't wait to go on again when I go back to California in April. So let me know in the comments or in the chat what your if you were around in the 2000s. If so, did you go to Disney in the 2000s? And if so, what was your favorite attraction from the 2000s? And now it is time for Diz or Dat. So on both coasts, for now at least, you will find a paddle-wheeler riverboat along the rivers of America. At Disneyland, it's the Mark Twain, which is the original, which Walt himself mortgaged his own home to pay for its construction. I'm not kidding, that he actually did that. There were a lot of things that Walt mortgaged his home for to pay for things. And at Walt Disney World, it's the Liberty Bell, which is just as beautiful and just as big. Now, I should mention that the Orlando City Council has asked Disney to revise its plans to get rid of Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America and the Liberty Bell. So, does this mean we're not getting a Cars Land? I don't know. But here's one thing I would like Disney to do. If they were to gut out the Rivers of America for this Cars Land, at least keep the Liberty Bell around as either turn it into a walkthrough exhibit or into a restaurant or just a seating area. I'm okay with either one of those as long as the riverboat stays. So I remember the first time I rode it, I just plopped myself on the floor and just rested. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. So in the chat or in the comments which riverboat you prefer. Diz, the Mark Twain, or Dat, the Liberty Bell. And now it's trivia time! Sorry. So last week we asked, who was the daughter of Ariel and Prince Eric? The correct answer was Princess Melody. Congratulations if you knew the answer at home. And now here is this week's Trivia Time question. How many brothers does Hans have in Frozen? Be the first with the correct answer and you will get 100 cool points. So, a big rumor has just opened up. I'm just doing this for fun, but please, no fat jokes. Yeah, CMDR Scotty, I know that it's sort of something that YouTube does. I'm doing my best, alright? But anyway, a big rumor has just came out. Can you hear me now? When I blew my voice up like this? There is a big rumor now that the getting rid of Dinosaur and the phased closure of Dinoland USA will begin sometime before the 2024 Christmas season. I'm just doing this for fun. Please stop. You know what? Goodbye. Alright. As I was saying, so we might be getting before the Christmas season. So when exactly is it gonna close? I know that I am looking forward to hopefully riding Dinosaur one last time next month. Me too, CMVR Scotty, me too. Luckily, I'm going back in April because my sister is a doctor in Lana Del Rey. But I am hoping to ride Dinosaur one last time before it goes away and we get this horrendous Tropical Americas thing. Now, I will admit, there is one thing that this Tropical Americas land is getting that I think does in fact fit. And that would be the carousel, which will feature animals from Disney movies. There. So, I think the carousel I am looking most forward to. CMDR Scotty, I'm sad that they changed Splash Mountain, but at the same time, I cannot wait to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I'm just doing this for fun. Please stop. I do not like the fat jokes. So either you leave or I will report you. You feel me? Yeah, it does see the art, Scotty. You know what? That's it. You know, I'm just doing this for fun and timeout. So, as I was saying, I I am looking forward to riding Beyond My Adventure. As back to what I was saying about Dinosaur, I am looking forward to riding it one last time. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this one. CMDR Scotty, I have been to Disneyland twice. I am going to be going back again in April. And you know what? You have been such a good job supporting me with everything that I'm just doing this for fun has been doing. So I am going to add you as my first ever moderator. Congratulations. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets to a future episode. For this week's shout outs, make sure you guys check out Nate, aka Taking Mr. Morrow. He does amazing vlogs from the parks all the time. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Fresh Baked. They do great information videos about Disneyland in California. Definitely check them out. Also, make sure you guys check out my friend Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. She does great vlogs on her YouTube as well as her Instagram. Definitely check her out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy Mike over at Chasing Magic. He does awesome vlogs as well. Definitely check him out as well. If you have not subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time,